Okay, hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to create buildings using the 1-point perspective technique number 2. And so please make sure that you have started labeling your paper. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and just show you guys. So S equals square or RE equals rectangle. This will always be step 1. R equals rays. Rays are also known as parallel lines. We have V. Every time you see the letter V, we're talking about vertical lines. Vertical lines go up and down. And then anytime you see a letter H, that is a horizontal line, and those go side to side. Okay. And so that's what the bottom portion should look like. Okay. At the top, I have actually written both the techniques. So technique 1. So technique 1. And then technique 2. Okay. For technique 1, we are drawing solid objects. And so that's always going to be, we're starting with either drawing one square or one rectangle, and then we add 3 rays, 1 vertical line, and 1 horizontal line. Now the extension from solid lines to transparent, or I'm sorry, solid cubes to transparent cubes is we're actually going to be adding a few more lines. So we're still starting with 1 square, but then we are adding 4 rays, 1 vertical line, 1 horizontal, and then we're adding an additional vertical and an additional horizontal. And the steps are the exact same for a rectangular prism. The only thing that changes is the first step being the 1 rectangle. Now we're going to start by drawing buildings. And so I'm going to go ahead, make sure you have a ruler. It can either be this ruler or the wooden ruler. We're also going to be using these lines. So over here, we're lining it up. Okay, I'm going to start from the 7 and go all the way down to the 2. That should be a 5-inch line. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to line it up to this one right here. So I'm lining it up here, lining it up at the bottom. And I actually am not going to measure that side because this side's already measured. And so from here, there's that. From here, there's this side. Okay, and so then step 1, we have 1 rectangle. And again, I am using the technique number 2 over here. So after the 1 rectangle, we have 4 rays. Rays are also known as parallel lines. And so these parallel lines will always start from the corners and then they go towards the vanishing point. So over here. Mm-hmm. And this last one. Okay. Now from here, we're going to go ahead and we are going to add 1 vertical line. Now a reminder, these vertical lines are always going to be connected to the rays on the same side. So this is left, this is left, this is right, this is right. These are the bottom. Those are at the top. And so from here, we're going to go ahead and add the vertical line on the same sides that have the rays connected. So this is left, this is left. We're going to go ahead about here. Okay, so then that's check. We're going to go ahead and 1 horizontal. Horizontal can either be placed at the bottom or the top because this is a horizontal line and this is a horizontal line. So whatever we see in the front, we'll see in the back. So right here. Then 1 more vertical. Again, this is a vertical line and this guy over here is a vertical line. So whatever we see in the front, we should see in the back. And then the last horizontal line. And so now I'm going to go ahead and erase the portions of the rays that we no longer need. And you'll notice that this one kind of goes across the back face. We don't need that one. And this one goes across the back face. And we don't need that one. Okay. And so now this is what our building looks like. Now I'm going to go in, and now that I've created the look of my building, I'm going to go ahead and just darken the outline so that we can see the sides that are actually present. Okay. And then we should be able to see this front side too. And this front side too. And make sure that all of your lines are where they're supposed to be, you guys. Okay? And so this is basically what our object or our building looks like. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to erase this. I'm going to erase this. And I'm going to erase those. Okay? And so this is what our building looks like now that it's a solid object. Now that we kind of took a look and noticed how it was created using technique 2, I'm going to create the other 2 buildings using technique 1. That way it just goes a little bit quicker. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and right here, I'm going to line up my ruler to this line. And then I'm just going to go ahead and from the 7 all the way to the 2. So over here, 2-inch line. Okay. And then over here, I'm going to go ahead and make this slightly larger. So this is going to be a square. Now something that I wanted to make known, all right? Right here, because this entire rectangle is in front of the vanishing point, when you start to add your rays, you're gonna notice that all of the rays are going to be going across the front face of this building. That means that essentially all the sides have been lost. We won't be able to see any of the edges. And so because that happens, and that's the rule, this is technically correctly drawn, but it's not going to give us a lot of opportunities to draw doors and windows on the side of the building because the sides no longer exist. So for this building, we're actually going to go ahead and we are going to erase it. I just wanted to go over that rule so that you guys could double check yourselves and be like, oh yeah, in the future, if you decide to do that, then it makes sense, right? From here, we're gonna go ahead and we are going to be adding the next couple of lines. So this is our first square, step 1, check. Okay, we're off to step 3, which is 4 rays. The 4 rays are going to be from the corner to the vanishing point. So corner, 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 and corner. Okay. Now this is the left, left. This is the right, right. These are at the top, and these are at the bottom. Okay. And so now we're going to go ahead and add our vertical line. Vertical line, we see one is over here, vertical. We see the other one's over here, vertical. So whatever we see in the front, we should be seeing in the back. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw it right here. Just kind of give it a larger space. Okay. After that vertical line, it's the one horizontal line. So horizontal, right, is going to be either right here or right here. And so I'm going to start at the bottom. So just like that. And then we're going to go ahead, one more vertical. Vertical is going to go ahead. Go there. And then we're going to go ahead and finish it off with the horizontal. And so there's the horizontal. And so now if we are erasing this, vanishing point, if we are erasing this, and erasing this portion, here is our building, it's a cube. I'm going to go ahead and outline the front face of it. Okay, and so that's what that's looking like. And I'm going to go ahead and just lightly erase this because you guys will still be able to see that shape. And so then this is what our cube looks like as a building now. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and erase the interior lines. And in the future, you can use Technique 2 to draw the buildings, but I just wanted to show you guys as practice since we're learning it. And it does have a few more steps. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to jump into drawing the remainder of the windows and the doors for these buildings.